Hi guys, so with my love of painting Warhammer figures, all because of the Slapchop painting technique, I wanted to make a video of anyone painting their first Warhammer miniature, or anyone who doesn't like painting but wants to like painting, a bit like me. Yeah, this is the video for you guys. It's a nice, simple, great little technique, and we're going to run through the whole thing in this video. First thing you need is a miniature, and yeah, no surprise really, I absolutely love orcs, so that's why I'm going with this little orc set. I'm going to paint just one miniature in this one, but obviously the process to do this one is, well, how you'd paint all the rest. So yeah, the first thing you need to do is grab some snips, because obviously you need to be able to cut the miniature away from the sprue. A little scalpel, we're going to use this to sort of tidy up any sort of edges on the miniature, and then some glue, because, well, we need to glue the miniature together. Although there are some new sets now that snap in place. Although even with those, yeah, I still like using glue. So first things first, yeah, cut the little chap out. Obviously getting nice and close to the miniature as you can, but making sure you don't actually sort of snip the miniature. So if in doubt, stay a little bit away from it, because we will be cleaning up these miniatures in a minute. Because even though you do sort of cut nice and close to the things, there are some still little areas. So using the blade, just sort of scrape them off really. You can cut bits off, obviously being careful, especially when you're sort of going towards your fingers. But it's definitely worth taking your time, spending a bit of time doing this, because when you do start to come to paint it, yeah, you will see any of these sort of, any marks or even lines. Sometimes there are join lines in these, so again, you just sort of shave them off. I say I like using this Tamiya extra thin cement because I like the brush. You can get obviously the normal cement, like normal glue, you just sort of pour it out. But yeah, for me, like the brush, nice and simple, nice and easy. So the base, obviously the glue or cement glue won't work too well for that, so using a bit of super glue. And I am going to stick him on the base. Generally, I do like to put my miniatures on clear bases, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to put them on a base, because obviously I am going to do some basing afterwards. And then you need a handle to sort of hold him with. You can use anything for this, a bit of cork, medicine bottle, whatever. I like to 3D print my little holders. And then there's some double-sided tape on there, just to sort of keep him on. And then, yeah, barrels of guns. This is where a bit divided. Some people like to drill their barrels out. Some people just leave them. I use a scalpel, as you can see here. Real simple, real easy, so you don't need a drill. Just poke it in, swizzle it around, and lo and behold, yeah, you get a nice little, well, drilled out barrel. So now the fun bit, we get to paint him. Starting off, we need to sort of prime him in a paint. So I'm using a good old model primer by the Colour Forge, and I've gone from Raven Black. I normally used to use their normal matte black, but they'd run out, so I went for this one. And there we go, so he's all now primed. So I love the primer because it really is a true matte, dries perfectly. And then the paints, so I've got a variety of army painter speed paints, as well as Green Stuff World dipping inks. Obviously you can use whatever you've got to hand. So this is where the speed paints, they work really well as they are on sort of a white primed miniature, but they work even better when you do the Slapchop technique of the priming in black and then dry brushing in white. So this way, all those nooks and crannies, yeah, they're even darker. So you get an even more of a contrast between the lighter areas of the speed paint and the darker areas. So say again, guys, you could just paint straight over a white primed model. But for me, I prefer this technique. As I say, it does give more of a contrasty look, especially in areas you can't actually get the dry brush to, especially like some nooks and crannies. So yeah, they look even darker. And lovely little toy fidget poppet toy here. Love using this because the paints seem to last in there longer. They don't dry out at all. And as you'll see near the end of the video, cleaning these is an absolute doddle. Yeah, so easy, it's untrue. So painting, again guys, I've been doing this for now about 2 years, this kind of painting, and it really has taken me from, well, absolutely hating painting miniatures. Again, if you've been with my channel a long time, you'll understand what I'm saying. If not, go and watch some of my videos from the sort of first year, maybe even first 2 years of me having this channel. I very rarely painted miniatures. In fact, I had one guy, he was called the Lonely Orc, because, well, he was the only orc I painted, and even then I don't think I actually fully painted him. And yeah, he was the lonely orc because he didn't have any mates. Whereas now, yeah, I am painting, well, I'm painting miniatures every day, just because I absolutely love it. Whether the miniatures I'm painting to play in a tabletop game, which is obviously most of the miniatures I paint are, or sometimes when I do little dioramas, or even just one-off paintings. Yeah, so I am painting all the time. So the metallic silver, it's not too bad. It's not as good as the other metallic colours. So sometimes I do put a wash over these metallic bits. I mean, the paint goes on perfectly. Obviously, looks the colour it's meant to look. It just doesn't have that sort of the light and darkness of the rest of the speed paints. But at least it's a great metallic paint. Goes on really, really well. So something I would highly recommend doing, and that's painting the lids on all your paints, especially the army paint, the speed paints, because they do such a large range. I currently have about 18 different greens, so to be able to pick the right green, painting the lid, as you can see there with the orange. So yeah, paint the lids first, and obviously because I do Slapchop painting technique, yeah, that's exactly what I did to all the lids. There is a video out somewhere, I believe. So basically I took all the lids off, primed them in black, dry brushed them white, and yeah, painted them the colour that's inside the bottle, just so I can see exactly how they look. Most of the paints, the little colour swatch on the front is kind of like a good representation of how they look, but there's certainly, I think, about good 3, maybe even 4 paints that are, they're completely different to how the little swatch on the front looks. So yeah, definitely a good top tip there. Paint the lids in the sort of the way that you paint, your miniatures really. So back to this chap. Yeah, I say this technique, it really doesn't take too long at all, because obviously it takes all the hard work out. This does do the sort of the low lights, highlights, darkness in shadows, all that kind of good stuff. Again, as you can tell, yeah, I don't know any of the terms. I just really enjoy painting this sort of style. And I say, for me, it really is about getting the miniatures tabletop ready in next to no time, getting them painted to a standard, I originally never thought I'd be able to achieve. So just look at the green in his arm. There's some lovely sort of definition there. Some nice dark areas in the recesses. And definitely some lovely lighter areas. Obviously, once this is all painted, you could go over it and add some more highlights just to really sort of make the thing punch. But yeah, for me, I am definitely happy with how they look at this sort of stage. And I say, for sort of 20-30 minutes work, it's no time at all. And obviously, if you batch paint sort of loads of miniatures at once, I've been able to do a full kill team box in around about an hour and a half. So that's obviously a kill team of 6. So 6 sort of 6 miniatures in an hour and a half to definitely it's a half decent standard, that's for sure. And again, the main thing is it's given me a lot of enjoyment in painting miniatures now. Whereas, like I say, when I first started this, I painted about 2 miniatures in about a year. So the basing, nice and simple. I've got this little box. It's got about 4 different sort of shades of green flocking in there. Some little bits of cork in there and some little stones. So it really does give like a nice sort of natural texture to sort of the bases. This is a case of putting some glue on the base, sprinkling it all on. And yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I've got another little drawer of all these little tufts of, all sorts really. Some little leaves there. And a whole variety of tufts of sort of grass that's dead or alive. I'm going to go with this one just because it's got some little leaves in there. And yeah, this is the last little thing to put on there just to sort of finish off the base. And again, the base, nice, simple, quick, but definitely effective. So say, whenever I'm doing my games, I do go with clear bases just because, I like to see the terrain that's underneath. Because generally I do 3D print bases. Certainly a couple of videos out showing the kill zones that I've made. I think I've made 4 now, just because I can't help myself. So with the poppet, like I was saying earlier, this thing, I love it. Keeps the paints wetter for longer, but then when you leave it overnight, it all dries. And as it's silicone, nothing really sort of sticks to the silicone, they just pop out. So there you go, nice, quick, simple, no cleaning involved, and it's ready to use in the next one. So there we go, guys. There is my little orc chap. And again, I still can't believe just how good the speed paints are over the sort of Slapchop technique. The things really do pop, really do look good. and absolutely love it. And say the time taken to make this, yeah, I could obviously spend a bit more time doing a few more details here and there, but yeah, for me, this chap, he's ready to rock and roll and cause some mayhem. So guys, I am sort of doing several videos a week. If you want to see more of what I do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell, all that fun stuff. As yeah, I am going to be producing, well, next month I'm going to have a go at doing a miniature a day. Will I be able to do it? Maybe, but yeah, so my plan next month is to paint one miniature and, well, do a video of it every day. Obviously I do paint a miniature every day anyway, but yeah, I'm going to do a video of it. Anyway, I'm waffling, I'm going to go now. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You guys take care. See you in the next one. Bye now.